another episode of 55 Live. I'm your host, Ed Murray, and this is the Raider News segment of the program. I'm here this morning with Coach Mark Freese, the athletic director at Lawrence District High School. Mark, welcome to the show.
Good to be here. Appreciate the invitation.
We want to take this opportunity to let the Lawrence 55 community get to know you and some of the work that you do. So we have a few hopefully painless questions to ask of you today. Are you ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Let's go. First, tell us about your background and where you grew up.
I grew up in Rowan County, Iredell County area of North Carolina in the foothills. Went to Appalachian State, played four sports and lettered in 4 sports in high school. Went to Appalachian State and came here in '78. I stayed here for 13 years. In '91, I went to Dorman. In 2007, I came back, and it's been wonderful.
Great. So you played 4 sports growing up. What were those sports?
I played basketball, football, a year of baseball, and 3 years of track.
Who was your favorite athlete? Did you have a favorite athlete?
Johnny Unitas.
Johnny Unitas.
No doubt.
All right. That's
Bill Russell.
Great models.
Bill
Absolutely
Russell.
Great models.
Heroes.
How did you first get interested in the sports that you coached?
Well, when I was at Appalachian, I was always interested in football and basketball, and had a chance to observe and help a little bit with Fisher DeBerry and Bobby Crimmins at Appalachian, and they kind of steered me in the coaching direction. I had started as an English major, didn't want to grade papers like David Corley. Went to radio broadcasting and actually did some broadcasting at WATA. Then they wanted us to work on the equipment. Didn't particularly care for that. So I'm wandering around probably into my sophomore year, and Coach DeBerry says, think about coaching. I think you'd be good at it. So I went into physical education and coaching, and be on my 40th year.
Okay. That sounds great. So on a more personal note, tell us about your most memorable vacation.
My most memorable vacation?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have one. When our kids were little, we had a lot of fun, Disney World and those type of places, but we always have a lot of fun when our kids were young. We have a lot of fun now. It's usually on the golf course and sitting around, but I don't know if I could think of one that particularly stands out.
Okay. Well, is there a place that you would like to visit that you've never been?
Oh yes, I'd love to go to Alaska and Montana, out west, before, see all that good grass and crops before the bankers and lawyers get it.
Okay. So what's your most memorable experience so far at LDHS?
Well, we won the football state championship in '83 and '84, and I remember both of those days very, very clearly. We won 2 big upper state basketball games against Spartanburg in '90 and '91. Those were 2 really gigantic wins. But the memories that stand out are the stories that we've got. All coaches have got hundreds of them with the kids, and particular moments and humorous things, great plays, things you didn't expect that your players would do. There's a lot of those, and those are the ones that we all write a book about, so we can share those memories.
Well, that leads into the next question, which is what is your favorite part of working in Lawrence 55 and your favorite part of coaching or your job as athletic
Well,
director?
my favorite part of coaching, no doubt, was being on the practice court when the gym was completely empty. And usually if it's a late practice, there's no traffic coming through. It's maybe 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and maybe a little rain or snow outside beating on the roof, and there's nothing but those yellow lights and that whistle blowing and players shouting and feet moving, sneakers squeaking and balls bouncing. Those 2 hours on times like that, you just get that good feeling that you know where you are and you appreciate what you've been allowed to do. I enjoyed the games too, but I really enjoyed practice, putting them through the drills.
Yeah, that's where you really get to connect with your athletes,
Yes,
and they get to know you and you get to know them in that environment and stuff. So yeah,
Yes, sir.
It's an enjoyable part of it. More as a coach than it was as a player, I'm sure. So
Yeah, oh, yes, sir. Absolutely.
So the last part of our interview is always what I call our wind sprint questions. So it's like, you know, I'm going to ask you a question, you just rapid fire the response to me. So let's go ahead and start with this. Last movie you saw in the theater?
Good Lord. The Help?
The Help, all right.
That's
Favorite profession?
4 or 5 years ago.
Wow.
That's probably not it, but I can't remember.
Okay, favorite professional sports team?
Either the Celtics or the Braves. Yeah.
All right, last book you read?
Well, I usually read 2 or 3 books a week. I just read Child of the Jungle by Susan Kiegler about a young missionary child being raised in Indonesia. I recommend that to everybody.
Wow. Favorite meal?
Garden vegetables and strawberries.
Interesting combination. Favorite musician?
Eric Clapton and anybody that plays bluegrass.
Okay. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Butter pecan.
That's my favorite too, Coach.
Mark, we appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed this Raider News segment of 55 Live. We also hope you will join us throughout the year as we meet the coaches and some of the players in the Lawrence 55 family. Until then, this is Ed Murray reminding you that the mind is a fire to be ignited, not a vessel to be filled. Good day, great learning, and go Raiders!